We now ask that at this time you please rise, remove your caps, as we honor the brave men and women defending our freedoms at home and abroad, with the performance of their national anthem tonight by Kurt Swanson.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, well, we are settled in for a good night of soccer here in the Nutmeg State. We're getting you ready to go. And 40 minutes are set and on the clock for what should be an exciting night here from Wethersfield. If you're just joining us, Jimmy Clark alongside me, Dave Gustafson. So glad you could join us. Beautiful Thursday night. Weather warmed up as we came in here. I was a little shocked, to be honest, for pretty much mid-October.
Yeah, absolutely gorgeous night. Great atmosphere again tonight. The announcements of the starting lineups. The national anthem again from Kurt Swanson. And it is going to be a fun one. 40 minutes on the clock, as you mentioned. A quick tale of the tape between these two teams. Goals scored. Farmington with 24 on the year. Wethersfield with 25. Goals allowed, both teams stingy defensively. Farmington has given up only 8. Wethersfield has given up 7 on the season. Farmington has pitched 3 clean sheets, while Wethersfield, with the goalkeeping combination of Ricky Torres and Chris Daly, has put up 4 shutouts so far through this season. And Farmington has been held scoreless 3 times. Now again, 2 of those have come against Hall, which is really one of the best teams in all of Class LL. Wethersfield with the 1 shutout offensively. That was the scoreless tie against Lewis Mills back a couple of weeks ago. So we are ready to go. Wethersfield in their pink jerseys tonight.
Yeah, a little pink in the park for today's game. Should be a good one. One player notably out tonight, AJ Contreras, dealing with an injury. So do you think the Eagles might be reeling from that kind of a loss on the field? One of their 4 captains. How do you think that affects them tonight?
Well, certainly it will be something they've got to adjust to. This is the 2nd straight game that Contreras is out. He's nursing an injury sustained in that Glastonbury game last Friday. He's a 3-year starter on that back line, and one of the 2 anchors, along with Amedovic, in the center position in the back. So having to switch things around, Ray Batoya is in the starting lineup. And it looks like for tonight the formation is going to put Connor Swanson along with Amedovic to anchor the center and keep Marco Capasso on the outside, where he has done a nice job all season feeding the ball forward to try to create offensive opportunities.
So it looks like an immediate early substitution, I believe. Number 11 being tagged into the game. A little confusion there as Farmington quick to work the ball down the field. Looks like that would be Swanson on top of it. Batoya watches it go out of play. And we're underway here from Wethersfield. And so glad you could join us back here on Blue Eagle News. It's late season, and these are the real big games you surely don't want to miss. Again, Hall coming in the next few weeks on what should be a good one. 39.5 now left in the first. Farmington controlling the tempo early on here. And Farmington in the white, Wethersfield in the pink tonight. Tada is set out there to pick up the ball. Tada to Batoya, Batoya low sideline. Works it forward to Johnson, back to Tada. Tada, the CCSU commit, tries a pass forward. Farmington trying to battle Johnson for it. Johnson gets tripped up a little bit, but that's going to be all ball. Giancarlo De Jesus immediately into the fray defensively. Johnson stumbles over. Number 10's got it. Quick pass to number 19, and Ricky Torres is going to have to be on his feet. A little cross in front, and a denial taken in by Owen Amedovic.
Nice play from Amedovic, reacting to that one, clearing it out before Ricky Torres needed to get on the ground to chase it. It will keep the possession with Farmington, though, as they try to get on the board first and early in this one.
You see a throw in here from right about that corner end of the field. Number 10 is there. Not going to find it in a high-stakes game tonight. The Eagles again trying to keep that undefeated streak alive. And if we have our undefeated streak counter with us here.
We do. Let's talk about some streaks. We talked about the negative streak, which is 5 consecutive losses to Farmington, but on the positive side, Wethersfield now with a 22-game unbeaten streak dating back to the start of last season. 696 days now since the team's last loss overall. 710 days since the last regular season loss.
Did you say 710?
710 days since the last regular season loss. And that was here at Catone against Newington at the end of the 2019 regular season.
Wow. That is just an astronomical number. 37-35 to go in this first half. Farmington again pinning the Eagles down in the defensive end quite well tonight. Eagles have been spinning their wheels offensively. They managed to cross the 50 once, but they weren't able to get too far, and we'll see how this Farmington defense reacts. Maybe it's one of those hot-of-the-gate type teams, but slowing as the half continues. A little cross going out of bounds, no shot taken there, and the shot sheet remains zeroed out. And I will tell you, as an amateur stat keeper, I've gotten a little bit better thanks to some of the girls' soccer games where there wasn't a stream, and we hope that we do bring a stream to you very soon, or on girls soccer.
Yeah, so first set piece now of the game is Farmington's going to take a corner kick.
This could be trouble. It's along the ground, a little line drive kick. Denied, back out towards the 30.
Nice clear by Connor Swanson there on that one. The Eagles need to find a way to get that ball across the midline and mount an offensive attack, though. Here comes McCarter now.
Yeah, McCarter is, I guess he heard you from all the way down here. Here's a through ball to Gestel. Gestel in that arms race, a tie for the most goals scored as a pickup. I got a little stat sheet here from one Dave Gustafson, and we've got a 4-way tie for the goal-scoring lead, and it's between points leader Will McCarter, 4 goals, 5 assists, give him 13 points on the year. Then it's Sam Johnson who's tied, and he denotes unassisted goals. He had 2 of those. Then it was a goal by penalty kick for Josh Gestel, bringing him to 4, and Giancarlo De Jesus with 4 goals, 2 assists. Actually, 4 goals, no assists, leaving him with 8 points, while Johnson and Gestel combined for 4 goals and 2 assists, tallying 10 points overall. McCarter's really been a stud for this team, really, with 13 points, 4 goals, 5 assists. Seems like almost every game he's putting himself right in the middle of the fray, and they'll play this one back and send it forward.
Yeah, McCarter has been a catalyst for the offense all season long when he's been able to get the ball going down the left sideline into the left corner. His cross opportunities have created shots for Wethersfield, and they've converted many of them into goals.
A little shield by Batoya, and he sends it out of bounds, taken up by Farmington.
Yeah, so Farmington, as we talked about, keeping Wethersfield on their heels defensively so far. This is going to be critical. We talked about the back line and the change there, not just the personnel change, but then the shift in position along the back line. This is where it's critical for the midfield to really step up in this game. So the 3 midfield starters, Sam Johnson, Sam Gustafson, Joey Tada, they're going to need to be on their toes all night and try to help win the ball in the middle of the field to keep the defensive back line from being under too much pressure.
And it looks like we're going to see a secondary set piece for the boys from Farmington. No shots, no saves recorded on either side of the ball. Second set piece. First one was denied back out to the 30 on a good clear. We'll see if the same happens again. Remember, it was a line drive kick right along the ground almost. stayed up maybe about 3-4 inches off the surface of the turf. This one's a high-flying one, but it's denied by what I believe to be a Medovic as it will roll out of bounds.
Yep, right off the forehead of a Medovic to clear that one out, but Farmington right back on the attack.
Farmington trying to get themselves settled in. Looks like one player down there tying his shoes. And, you know, it's so important to you kids down the road that you learn how to double knot your cleats. That skill is going to be more important than you think. That one doinks off the crossbar, but just not the right one.
Yeah, good early shot. Right about 25 yards out from the net from Farmington there. This is, again, that's that critical point where the midfielders really need to be defensive-minded there and try to prevent that shot from being taken.
Well, what I can take out of so far these first 7 or so minutes of the game, this is really going to be, you know, akin to a staring contest. Who makes that first small error? And I'd like to predict that this error is going to happen, you know, middle of the game. It's not going to seem that big, and then when we get down the home stretch, those final 10 minutes, you're really going to get back to thinking about, you know, the 20 minutes left in the second half, or the last 10 minutes of the first half as Farmington brings it up towards the box. On defense is Capasso. Here's a shot. Beautiful deflection by Capasso. Nothing quite ringing to the keepers yet, so no saves being made and no shots officially going on the board as we're going to count the shots on goal. A little slide, a nice challenge, and another set piece.
Boy, a stellar defensive effort from Marco Capasso there. He stood up the attacker on the initial threat, deflected the shot, and then when the ball was played back in, he comes back with a nice slide tackle to poke it out of bounds. Does lead to a third set piece. You got to think the Eagles are going to want to cut down on this kind of activity here. Low ball.
That one was played nicely along that bottom sideline. A little header on the clear, sent back around. And Johnson, who's all over the defensive efforts. And that one is sent out of bounds. 32 minutes to go. No subs as of yet.
Yeah, and notice how deep, it's not just in the offensive half, but how deep Farmington is pushing Wethersfield back so far. Wethersfield a little bit in chase mode, a little bit tentative perhaps on their heels. Going to need to get a little more aggressive, see what we can do to push the ball into the other half of the field.
And getting set along the head there, and a player goes down. He's got his leg there. And Farmington bringing it back to the keeper. Play continues here. Not sure as to what the stoppage hasn't been delivered yet. Whistle blows. They haven't signaled to stop the clock.
And there we go.
We'll call it now. So as they get the clock there, time stops. 31-14 here, and not a good sight. And
yeah, we'll hope that is one that the player's able to shake off relatively quickly. Eagles huddle right inside the center circle, just on the right side of the W as we look out from the press box. First 9 minutes or so, 8:46 into this one. Farmington definitely has dominated possession. The action has been clearly in their offensive end of the field.
yeah, Farmington has truly set the tempo for tonight's game thus far, and you know the Eagles are going to have to really try and rebound out of this one. I mean, not typically a team we see pushed around so easily, so to speak. It looks like the Eagles, you know, when they get across the 50, it's for a fleeting moment. The player gets up, and they're going to help carry him off the field there, but you know, it's only a fleeting moment that we get to see the Eagles really push on the offensive. You have to take a true shot on goal, no saves here. And that's kind of worrying to see for Wethersfield. You know, a team that's been so good offensively and, you know, going back and forth, keeping these games even. And all of a sudden seeing them forced back in their own end almost consistently by Farmington.
Yeah, and if you go back over the last 4 games, starting with that senior night thriller here against Simsbury, the Eagles have been able to, as we said at the top, just do just enough and almost pull some rabbits out of the magic hat starting with that Simsbury game to get the goal with under a minute left to take the win. If you look at the Glastonbury game, the goal with 4 minutes remaining to tie it up and come out of there without a loss. So Wethersfield really needs to get a charge here and get some momentum in this first half, because the formula of relying on escaping at the end may not play out well in this one against a tough team like Farmington.
And DeJesus quick off the jump there to McCarter, but McCarter is swarmed by white shirts. Oh, truly physical play to get the ball out there, working it into the box, tries a shot, it's far wide as it hooks, but Tata is there, not quite as far wide as I may have said it as.
Yeah, we'll call that a cross, as McCarter, that's his typical formula when he gets the step in that corner there.
DeJesus tries to get there, and no one seeming to get it out. Whistle blows.
Looks
Ball
like
going Farmington's way.
infraction possibly on McCarter as that ball was high in the air and both teams battled for it. But nice work from McCarter to get around two defenders. You talked about it. White shirts all around him. He came out with the ball, managed to get the cross, just not able to make a connection on that far post.
Yeah, and Wethersfield has been very good about ball movement. I'm really emphasizing the passing game. And it's been one of their strong suits, and we'll see it tonight as they're trying to get a... Looks like everybody trying to get a touch. They're really not able to have someone hang on to the ball for a little bit more than in 5-10 seconds.
Yeah, good step there from Sam Johnson right at the midline. Wethersfield now trying to mount a charge.
In the back line.
McCarter lets that ball go as Ray Batoya is making the run up the sideline from the back.
And he flew with it back there. And the throw into DeJesus, bottom sideline, back to Batoya. A little misdirection. Swanson to DeJesus. Not going to happen, though. And they're going to say that one went out of bounds. Looked like it was just on the line. Batoya setting in again with DeJesus to get the ball. And for Coach Yakum, you know, I believe you achieved that illustrious 200 win marker about last year. I believe it was 100 wins.
250.
It was 250 against his alma mater, especially. So for Coach Yakum, what more need he prove as a head coach? I mean, he's really established himself as a presence in the Central Connecticut Conference. And I think really a win over Farmington, I think, is really the crown jewel that he's missing at this point. It's like, who's the soccer player who's won just about everything there is to win except for a World Cup trophy? I believe that would be Messi, wouldn't it?
Well, if we go back, and our crack research team able to go back in the archives for this one, in the early days of Yakum's career here at Wethersfield, the Farmington actually also was in Class L. The teams met 3 consecutive years in the Class L playoffs. Wethersfield came away the winner in 2 of those. In 2000, and in 2002, Wethersfield able to knock off Farmington in the Class L semifinals. Here we go with an opportunity.
And up in front, whistle blows.
Joey Tata able to get in front of the pack, but maybe just too far in front as the hand is up from the official.
I don't see a goal kick coming here, but, you know, I'm really talking about, you know, that regular season win where you really want to win these games, prove yourself. I know the playoffs mean everything here in Wethersfield. I mean, the Eagles have been almost hexed, snake-bitten in the semifinals. And do you think if they get that far, is this the kind of team that you expect to not lose in an overtime situation for a 3rd year in a row? As here comes McCarter, before we give you the chance to answer that question, saved up by the keeper.
Yeah, good pressure now. We've seen a little bit of switch in the momentum as Wethersfield's had a couple of runs here now in the offensive half of the field. Long ball played out of there by Farmington.
And Medovic is there.
So if the Eagles, as they have done, can weather this initial attack from Farmington, you have to think some confidence builds, maybe a little more energy. A little extra step. Here's McCarter now, middle of the field.
Balance high in the air. Coming after it is Johnson. A good effort from him. Taken back by visiting Farmington. And as they get it back, sending it right along. Oh, and a little physical there. They're going to get the whistle.
Stop.
They're going to call for a stoppage here. We might get a booking, if that's the case, or at least a warning.
Nice work on the timekeeping there, Mr. Clark. Again, a master of many trades here in the press box.
Well, I couldn't have done it if you hadn't pointed it out there. I was oblivious, I will admit. As here's the kick, and that is absolutely launched. Ooh, Torres nearly losing it. I'd say he lost that one in the sun. Lost that one in the setting sun back there.
Yeah. Able to step back to it, though. Played out of there. Gustafson tries to play it back to Capasso. A little shaky on that pass. Eagles just don't quite look sharp out of the gate yet. Let's see if they can correct this as we move forward. 26-10 left here in the first half.
Oh, beautiful cross, but it goes right to the goalie. And the Eagles are playing a dangerous game, dare I say some risky business back there, trying to play it around in their own box while defended. Typically, you know, you see that quite a lot, but with a team like Farmington, is this when you play a little bit more conservatively and you try to pass a little bit less in your own end of the zone, seeing how this defense is working?
Yeah, I think it's time for a little more, I would call it maybe a little more aggressive play to try to really push that ball forward versus some of the shorter passing along the back line. Here's Swanson now.
Over to Batoya. Batoya tries a centering pass. Looks like Gustafson was home on that one. And the ball goes the other way. 25-20 left in this first. I believe they thought this one was getting played out.
So, yeah, Farmington took the free kick. Josh Castell was right there. Ball deflected as the official did not count off the 10 yards that's typically awarded. But then stoppage of play as we're going to redo the free kick.
25 minutes now. We're just about, I would say, 15 minutes into tonight's contest. 0-0, as they would say in the land of Ted Lasso.
Oh, across the pond we go for that one. Very nicely done.
That is a show I do have to see. I do have to try and sit down and find the time to watch Ted Lasso. I feel like that would be entertaining for what our job entails here at the high school.
I would highly recommend it. Even if you are not a soccer fan, it is a fantastically well-written show.
Speaking of well-written, talk about this playbook from Farmington, working the small ball, I guess you could say, and they're really getting the ball movement to a T tonight.
This is the key, though, here for Wethersfield. So right here, the midfield has to get that ball first. That goes back to the back line and Swanson, but midfielders need to be able to take that ball as it rolls through the center circle. That's going to be the key to getting that extra step that Wethersfield needs to get the offense moving a little bit more. There's a throw right to a Farmington defender.
And he came streaking in back there. Nothing the Eagles could have done about that one. Just quickly, Swanson on that back line tries to work it forward. Again, Eagles down one on the back line. We'll see if that becomes an effect here in tonight's game. And this really is not the game you want to be down a man.
Well, we'll clarify that they're able to play with the full allotment of players, just a different rotation there on the back.
Well, I'm talking in the sense of leadership, down a captain.
Down a captain and a 3-year starter. That is definitely an impact. So far, that back line has held up pretty well, though.
Certainly. I would certainly say so. Connor Swanson, some of these guys you'd have to think working a little bit of overtime to try and keep this as good as it is for the back line, as there's DeJesus on a little give and go. Back to Swanson. Batoya finding himself in some open space. Swanson pushes it forward. Batoya not home, though.
So the proverbial good idea, just not able to connect there for the Eagles. Swanson stepped up over the midline, looked for Batoya making the run. That has been a key for Wethersfield all season. The outside defensive backs making that run all the way up the field to get in the middle of the offensive attack.
We'll get the setup here. DeJesus trying to work his way. Not quite going to get there.
Ball got past McCarter, a little bit of miscommunication there. Let's see if the Eagles can tighten that up as we move forward in this one.
What we're seeing as we near the second half of the first half, or I guess what you could call the second quarter of tonight's game, we're seeing the Eagles pick up a little bit more momentum. Talking about momentum, a solid clear out there, albeit possibly accidental. Looked like
that was a good foot from Batoya. Played it forward. Josh Castell tried to get there. Ball just a little far, but I think Yakum will take that ball as opposed to
allowing them to move down the field.
Exactly.
Coach Yakum kind of emphasizes, before the game, they play the song War Machine, and that's really what this team kind of feels like, a war machine. When they're out there on the field, they're kind of geared for tough play, and we saw that in the senior night showdown with the likes of Thomas Brodowitz getting the goal there. And to this point in the season, that is Brodowitz's second goal on the year, I believe.
Yeah, none bigger than that one, though, to give the Eagles the last-minute dramatic victory on senior night.
Tada there. He's got it. And again, Tada committed to go Division I to the Central Connecticut State University Blue Devils. And that was an early commitment at that. It came actually right on the heels of the first home game of the season.
Yeah, that was a wonderful wonderful reward for the years of work that Tada's put into his game.
Yeah, and this is really where you like to see it pay off for everybody. Where
Boy, that's a nice ball on that far sideline.
Farmington, far sideline, as you said. Solid challenge, can't connect. Rebounded chance, looking for the first shot of the game, really. Oh, beautiful challenge. Can they complete the takeaway?
So bending but not breaking. That ball spent way too much time in the box for Weathersfield's liking, but they get it out of there.
Weathersfield's still not out of the woods. They gotta clear this, and they will do so. Setting it up to Gustafson. Gustafson is there. Now over to Capasso, working high sideline. 5 and 14 to come into the game for Farmington. Subbing in for Farmington, number 5. Danny Simone, and number 14, Oscar Pickett. So they both. Looks like there might be a birthday on the field. Other team chanting happy birthday to one of the substitutes. With Thomas Brodowitz ready to come into this game. Set now McCarter along that low sideline. He's trying to get some work done there. One goes out of bounds. Oh, off the sideline of the bleachers. Brodowitz will come in. Subbing in for Weathersfield, number 9, Thomas Brodowitz.
So,
the junior
you talked about him when we were talking about that dramatic goal at the end of the Simsbury game. Brodowitz in now. Weathersfield looking for some life up front. Looking for that spark that might lead to the first goal of this game.
Well, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. We're still really looking for the first shot on goal tonight.
I mean, let's just go for it all. If we're going to get a shot, let's put it in the back of the net.
I like the way you think there. Some aggressive football, or shall I say football.
Very nicely done. You've gone across the pond and then around the globe with that one.
Still across the pond if you count Spain, but South America if you count Brazil. One of the more, I believe the most recent of, I believe the Latin American or Hispanic countries to host a World Cup. Of course, the World Cup now heading towards Qatar. And I believe a recent bid came to fruition. That was back last winter for the World Cup in a few years to be split between Canada, Mexico, and the United States.
Yeah, so on that attack, Jimmy, we had a nice opportunity formulating there for Weathersfield, but almost a little too much finesse. Let's see if they can be a little more aggressive with this one. McCarter with a cross toward the goal. That's actually a shot. We'll put that up as a shot and a save.
First shot of the game, and we see our first save. It only took us about 22 minutes to get there.
And so McCarter down the right side on that one. We're used to seeing him most often on the left side, but he shows his versatility.
Out of bounds, Patoya grabs it. Trying to set it forward and not quite going to do so. Out of bounds. Eagles ball again, though. Farmington shielded it for no reason, seemingly. They could have played off of that one, but maybe they're just trying to get their defensive unit to regroup. And they're calling for Tada to be put back. Well, he's already in the game, so not sure if they're watching the same game we are. Off the body of Brodowitz. Out of bounds.
Good pressure there from Weathersfield. They're trying to keep that ball in the offensive half. The closer you can be to the goal, the better chance you have of finding the goal. It's a bit of wisdom I picked up from watching a few years of soccer. You were talking about Tada and his commitment to play college soccer. He will join at least a couple of last year's seniors, as R.J. Darrell is playing for Emmanuel in the Boston area.
I believe Honest Nurkic, would commit to CCSU as well. That's going to be some play. A little hit onto DeJesus. They'll get the whistle, and the fan section is showed out tonight. It's been a little while since the last Homeboys soccer game at night, so there's certainly a crowd on hand here, and you can come and join us at some of our final games of the
Nice
season.
action here.
It's along that high sideline, right side.
And that's going to draw a whistle. Joey Tata wrapped his arms around the defender there. Nice ball movement, though. We had Gustafson to Brodowitz, then played it to the sideline to Tata. One-on-one he went, but draws a whistle, infraction, a little too much contact for the official's vantage point.
The goal kick coming here as it's booted inward.
Just to finish that thought, one other of last year's seniors, Charlie Hayes, playing for Rivier College. They will be in Connecticut this Saturday to take on St. Joseph's.
I might have to, what time is that? I might have to attend.
I believe that is a 3 p.m. start.
Ooh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it. Got Central going up to Bolton for a late night set against Eastern this coming Saturday. And next weekend we get to see a sweep of Rhode Island going to Providence College and Bryant University.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
So hard work on Tata's end and hard work on my end, both paying off with the same university, actually.
So wait, is this an announcement? You are headed to Central Connecticut State?
I'm not committed anywhere. I haven't
All right,
applied
so you have
to
not signed a letter. Okay.
I have not applied to a
We get
college.
action in the box. McCarter with a foot on it.
Oh!
Nice deflection. Beautiful turn as McCarter got the ball. Nice feed into the box. Able to make the turn. Gets a shot with his left foot.
Number 19 and 23 coming in.
Subbing in for Farmington, number 19, Caden Gallagher.
Subbing in for Weathersfield, number 23, Josh Castell. So I will preface, I have not applied to a college yet.
Yeah, we got to.
It's a set piece coming in. Oh, big opportunity, but not quite clear yet. Eagles playing it back. Capasso.
Oh, rocket! That was a rocket off Marco Capasso.
A missile just wide. Oh!
So first set piece, ball goes all the way through the box, far post without anybody making contact. McCarter chases it down, lays it back for Capasso, who fired a shot just to the left of the net, so didn't qualify as a shot on goal, but a nice opportunity generated, and the Eagles try to keep the pressure on here.
And the Eagles have been presented many opportunities, but seemingly unable to find the netminder too often. And the same goes for Farmington. Both teams have been presented with some pretty good scoring chances, but only one shot on goal tonight as Farmington plays it in their own end. Number 9 sets it up, working it up. That 40. A little touch and go pass. Upper sideline. Out of bounds, Eagles ball. They'll throw it in. Still far sideline for him. Farmington plays it inward, keeping it off that boundary line there. And now working forward on a good opportunity.
Ball bounces around, deflected off a Farmington player. Weathersfield able to clear it, but not able to take control. This has been the story when Farmington has attacked. Weathersfield has bent, not quite broken yet, but not able to really take control and possession of the ball. They're more just clearing it out toward the midline, and Farmington comes right back at them.
Yeah, and Farmington has been a very skilled team to this point in the game. We got our final 12:47 in the first half, and this is a dead heat, I will say. I mean, this is a good and honest toss-up as McCarter on the defensive, trying to work to Brodowitz.
Good step from Swanson.
But no, that's DeJesus who's got it. Tata tries to work it. Farmington works back to their own end of the field.
And yeah, good pressure as Farmington switches sides. Trying to find their passing lane to move the ball forward. Long ball played now. Off the head again of Amedovic. Nicely done.
And that back line paying off so far tonight. We'll knock on this wood countertop and see if that holds the rest of the game. Here's Brodowitz, lower end of the sideline.
Nice job. He kept it in bounds. McCarter's going to lay it off for Gastel. Tries to make the turn.
Gastel was surrounded. Here's Tata. Whistle blows. Is that offsides?
Didn't see the arm go up, so it might have been too much contact at some point in that battle there. Good ball movement again, though. Wethersfield has to do this. Is how they've got to play. They've got to be aggressive, push the ball forward offensively.
And they've been aggressive so far tonight. They've been very successful at that. Speaking of aggressive, Farmington immediately moving almost coast to coast.
High ball, Batoya's going to get there, but again, Wethersfield not really able to take possession on these defensive stops.
And, ooh, out of bounds, I believe.
Yep, I'm going to go back to Wethersfield. Batoya lines up the throw. In traffic, he looks for McCarter. Can he get it out of there? And that's a dangerous ball. Swanson, nicely done.
Swanson streaking downfield to try and get there, and a good move by him. Tada, little touch. Oh, turned over. And I mean, Farmington really not allowing mistakes tonight. These guys have been ruthless as they work at upper half of the field.
Yeah, that was a nice ball played forward from Capasso across the midline to Tada, and then we've seen this a couple times as Wethersfield has tried to almost finesse it too much, and Farmington too good, too quick getting to the ball.
Back over towards Batoya. Tada, nice little move there with a little back kick.
Ooh, high into the box. Brodowitz has a beat on it. Will he get to it? Oh, nice grab from the keeper.
What an opportunity, and it just dissipates there for the Eagles. And of course, certainly great effort from both teams thus far tonight.
Oh, and a Medovic with another header.
Medovic.
And there's another one.
Oh my goodness. It's reminding me of the video BYU television put out. Scott Sterling taking all of them to the head tonight. It's a bold strategy. So far it's paid off. Speaking of a bold strategy, playing it through the box, nearly giving it over with no keeper covering the net. Here's some back and forth. 11-7, and then Johnson set to come out of the field. Trying to play it through.
Swanson, nicely done. What can the Eagles do with this one? McCarter.
Back to Swanson. Over to McCarter. McCarter working forward. He's got Brodowitz with him.
He's going to take this one himself. He goes through two men. Into the box. Shot.
Oh, saved.
McCarter looking for the whistle as he went down in the box. Split two defenders.
Goodness me.
Subbing in for Farmington, number 7, Isaac Coelho, and number 11, Daniel Jacques. Subbing in for Wethersfield, number 15, Sam Johnson, and number 21, Tomas Santos.
So as they come into this game, we'll get a little bit of help on that substitution. Thanks to Dave Gustafson.
Wethersfield trying to get some fresh legs, maybe some fresh perspective on this one. Keep the pressure on Farmington here. And again, it's really midfield is where this game is going to be won for Wethersfield if they can pull it off. The back line can't sustain all of the pressure of the attack all night long.
And up in front, ooh, good stop by Batoya. Eagles not going to clear it out of the zone though. From the box, save. First shot from Farmington, first save for Torres. 8:20 left in this first half. McCarter's got the ball. McCarter with a little cross upward to Johnson. Johnson taking off with it. Here he comes. Sam Johnson, little touch to Brodowitz. Brodowitz to the far sideline.
Boy, that's one where you almost wanted Johnson to be selfish and take that himself.
Ooh, and the turnover.
He had 2 goals in that Newington come from behind victory for Wethersfield last week.
And talk about a cardiac comeback, and that one, I hear the Eagles faithful packed the opposite bleacher down there at Alumni Field, and I can't say I blame him, and this could be a problem.
Good.
It'll be stopped by the back line.
Backup from Capasso there as that ball got through the initial defenders.
Batoya using the pass to Johnson. Tada on the defensive here, 7.5 left, just under that.
It's going to get to the sideline, but they'll be able to keep it in over here. Farmington backs it up, but moving it forward again. Here we go. Counter Swanson with space.
Oh,
plays it into traffic, center circle.
Not what he wanted there. Here comes Farmington now. Riverhawks set it up.
Boy, that's a beautiful chip. Capasso is there. Medovic now.
Medovic battling for it and battling hard.
And
ball is in favor of...
it looks like we're going to get a corner on that one.
That'll be the fourth one of this contest.
Yeah, definitely over the end line. We'll get a corner kick for Farmington there. But Amedovic with a nice play, able to avoid any semblance of a foul call as that ball went through the box. Well played first by Capasso, then by Amedovic. We'll see what the Eagles can do to thwart this set piece.
6.5 to go. Farmington trying to get out in front.
Low ball, nicely done from Ray Batoya. But they're going to do it all again.
Deja vu out here. This Eagles fan base is just running wild down there on that sideline.
The Joey Tata fan club in the house tonight.
There's another corner. Oh!
It's through. Weathersfield's got to clear that one out.
And the goalie, Ricky Torres, dove for it, landed on the ground. Good effort by the defensive team to keep it away from the box. Johnson, he's going to be forced forward. And look at him go. He gets on his horse and off to the races.
Here's Tata now on the sideline.
Does Tata set up a cross? Back to Johnson. Oh, it just passed the leg. Farmington to try and clear it out. And they will be successful. Not across the 40 yet, though.
That's
across the 40 now.
Consecutive trips down the field. You almost, we talked about it with Johnson, Tata there, the same thing. You almost want them to be a little selfish, trust those one-on-one skills, see if they can turn the corner.
Certainly. Swing it back. I believe that one was headed out towards Brodowitz. And along that middle line, here comes Farmington. Final 5 minutes of the first half. And this one, I'm not complaining.
Shotgun at the goal. That's going to go wide.
I mean, Mr. Gustafson, I'm not complaining here, but this game seems to be going by a little quick.
Yeah, it's been a well-played game. We thought it was going to be a good one coming in, but really minimal interruptions from the officiating crew as the game has been contested well, but cleanly. Not many foul calls.
Again, I do want to point out only victories for Rob Yakum over this team come in the 2000 and 2002 playoffs. And those 5 consecutive regular season losses, this is really the one that got away. And do you think, I mean, the Eagles have played very even through this first half. Do you think this is where the Eagles have their number? Maybe even just so for a tie. Swanson gets the ball.
Well, I think anything less than a win, this team will be disappointed in it. This senior-laden group really thinks that this is the year that they can challenge
anybody.
The Glastonburys, the Farmingtons, anybody on the schedule. Snuck out of Glastonbury with a draw. I think they'd love to see a win here.
Subbing in for Weathersfield, number 6, Sam Gustafson.
And I would have to say I agree with them. I mean, I have firsthand felt the hype from these guys, and they really like to feed off each other before games, during games, even after games.
Here we go into the box. It's on the left foot.
Oh, the cover goal! It's in! Tata scores it! This is a 1-0 game!
Oh, and I think we called that incorrectly. That's going to be Josh Castell.
Josh Castell will have his 5th of the year! We'll get a confirmation. Mr. Gustafson heading out there. Time of the goal at 3:23.
Yeah, Josh.
3:23. Castell gets his 5th on the season.
Eagles goal! Scored by number 23, Josh Castell. His 5th goal of the season. Time of the goal, 3 minutes and 21 seconds.
What a score from Castell, and that puts the Eagles up with 3:21 to go. And we did hear from Owen Amedovic on that scouting report. He thinks firsthand the team that scores first might be the team to run away with this victory. Not want to get talking prematurely here, but the Eagles are out in front, and when they're out in front, they like to play very good. They do not play from behind that often. They love to play with the lead, and so far with an undefeated record, one would have to believe that that could be it. Hypothetically speaking, of course, I'm knocking on a lot of wood.
Yeah, let's knock with both hands on the wood there. Farmington really too good to count on only one goal being enough in this one.
That is true. That is true looking at their past schedule. I mean, their losses to Hall, I would assume the best team in the state.
Xavier may have something to say about that one.
Well, when we see Xavier come into town, we can compare games. Other than that, I would assume Hall's the best team. All right, how about Hall's the best team on the schedule? We could say.
That would look to be a pretty good argument so far. But we talk about Farmington. You know, we talked about their strength of schedule. They got an attack coming here, coming down the right
19,
side,
trying to rebound really quickly.
Quick shot opportunity. That's going to go and still in the box. Ricky Torres is going to pick that one up. Here we go. Gustafson trying to chase the ball down. Challenge from behind. Plays it forward looking for Brodowitz. Ball goes back over the midline. Weathersfield trying to track this down. Gustafson one-on-one with a Farmington player. Farmington comes out of there, but here's Gastel.
And we've got about 1:15 to go in the first half. Player goes down. They're going to call for him to get up here, and he does. 1:10 now. Ball goes up, play. And what a start. 3-1 in shots. Eagles got the 1-0 advantage in the scoring line.
1 minute remaining in the first half.
So you have to think, especially the way I'll say the first 10 minutes or so of this game started, that Weathersfield is going to be really pleased if they can hold on to this lead in the final minute.
Oh, and they got all the way for a clear there, but still 40 seconds to go. Looks like that was Swans who came over and just booted it down the sideline.
Well done indeed.
Throw in. Farmington holds it in barely down that sideline, working in towards the corner. 30 seconds to go now.
Swanson, good one-on-one defensive pressure.
Oh, and that one is going to be ruled back in favor of Farmington.
So we're going to have a corner as we go under 20 seconds. They're going to obviously try to play this one quickly.
That's going to be the 6th.
Low line drive, headed Swanson again, able to get a body on the ball.
As that one's cleared, they got 7 seconds to
Shot.
go. That one's coming in hot. Into the box. Cleared, and that's all she wrote for the first half. We're through a first set of 40 minutes. We'll get you back with a little halftime and a little bit of second half. 1-0 Eagles at halftime.
Your score at halftime, Weathersfield 1 and Farmington 0.
Oh, so we're off? All right, well, we are back and we are set. It is about 20 seconds now from the start of the second half.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the field, your Weathersfield Eagles!
And this place is just raring to go tonight.
Yeah, great atmosphere and a good half from the Eagles. Farmington came out, kept Weathersfield on their heels initially as Farmington maintained and really won most of the possession battle for the first 10 minutes or so, but then Weathersfield seemed to find a groove, a little momentum, managed to get a few more trips down the field, and then Josh Castell able to finish one off to put the only goal on the scoreboard so far.
All right, well, we are set and we are going.
And we talked about it at the outset. Change along the back line for Weathersfield as 3-year starter AJ Contreras working his way back from an injury, sitting this one out. Ray Batoya joins the starting lineup for the second straight game. He's playing on the outside as Connor Swanson has shifted into the middle, or at least did so in the first half, to join Owen Ametovic anchoring the back line.
Yeah, and this Eagles back line, talking about them, they've been so sturdy through the first 40 minutes of play, and now that we're here in the second stanza of play, do you think that sturdiness keeps up? What do you think Coach Yakum did to try and adjust to give the Eagles a little bit more of an advantage than they might have?
We're gonna go with what a good friend of mine calls reckless speculation, and offer some prognostication here. So we're going to look to see what's going to happen here. We're going to get, nope, all right, clock's going to keep running. Free kick's going to come for, a rollout going to come for Farmington. But there were some opportunities when Wethersfield got the groove and was charging ahead offensively where they could have gone one gear higher in terms of the aggression level and tried to take some one-on-one challenges, generate some more shots. Instead, a couple of those times looked to lay the ball off, played a little bit more of a finesse game. This is the kind of contest where when you've got the opportunity to turn the corner, you got to take it, see what that chance may lead to.
Well, the Eagles have certainly been able to turn the corner. I mean, they have the advantage in that shots column. They've been able to convert on one of those shots, specifically Josh Gastel, picking up his 5th of the season. If you have a pencil, I'll try and tally this in on the scoring sheet. Tada takes it away at lower sideline. He's looking for a goal, maybe. Sets up to Gastel, who's already got one. To Johnson. Johnson with some moves. Oh, he's tripped up.
There comes the whistle.
No stoppage here. We'll see a free kick coming from outside the box.
Yeah, he's going to be just a bit outside there, but that'll be a good opportunity. Nice ball movement, good play, and that's what we were talking about, a little bit more of trusting the one-on-one foot skills when we get down that close to the goal. Nice work from Johnson that time.
37-10 left in the second half.
The somewhat rare 5-man wall for Farmington.
Farmington is really setting up. They do not want to let this game slip away from them. And with this shot, that might be the end game. A little misdirection!
Gus.
Up in front! Oh, what a save!
Beautiful play from the keeper, Josh Gastel, off that free kick. Sent it right at the goal, just underneath the crossbar. Nicely placed, but Farmington's keeper is there, makes a good save. But here comes Wethersfield again.
Yeah, Wethersfield, this is exact opposites of what the first half was like, where we saw the first 10 minutes, maybe the first 15 minutes, the Eagles were struggling to breathe in that first half, and now here they are doing the same exact thing to Farmington. Maybe it's just a thing with the south end zone. Maybe there's just something to do with that. I don't know. But the Eagles looking completely different than they were in that first half. Or maybe it's the confidence booster that they had from getting a late goal in the first half, entering halftime with the lead.
Yeah, and they got more comfortable as that first half went along. The first several minutes, almost like the heavyweight fight, if you will, as the two teams sort of sparred, felt each other out a little bit, and then Wethersfield definitely able to generate more momentum. But I'll go back to what we talked about in the first half. Key to holding on to this lead is really going to be in the midfield. Wethersfield has to be first to those balls that are rolling through the center circle, rolling along the midfield line, just as Joey Tata is able to do there. Plays to Gustafson. He's challenged well. Stays with it, but Farmington comes out of there with the ball.
And here come the Riverhawks down the sideline.
Beautiful work from Marco Capasso on that slide.
Capasso on the challenge there.
And able to play it over the sideline, so it's a throw as opposed to a corner. Ball into the corner now. Cross toward the box. Nice play from Omedovic. Capasso's going to get to it. Farmington's still alive. Going toward Chris Daly, who is in net now for the second half.
And for Daly to be in net, that is typically the game plan out of Coach Yakum. Splitting the time between these two, 40 minutes each, and I got to say I'm a fan of that plan, as the Eagles get the ball as it went out of bounds down here. So glad you could join us on a beautiful Thursday evening, as it's myself, Jimmy Clark, alongside me Dave Gustafson, and helping us run the show, production-wise, our manager Olivia Deezus, and we have Angelica on the camera tonight.
And ball goes over the sideline, and Farmington comes up with a quick throw, but there's a nice boot from Omedovic. All the way down the field we go. Farmington's keeper is going to step out, put a foot on that one.
A little page out of the Chris Daly playbook back there. Oh, and it looks like he slipped on the kick back there, and gives the ball back to Wethersfield for them to promptly put it out of bounds. On that high sideline there, it looks like a struggle for it. Farmington playing back towards their own 30. Break it along. So Farmington trying to find their chance to get on the board, even this one up.
make a brand new game of it. Weathersfield looks to keep not only the back line in check, but midfield as well. There's a nice ball played toward the box. Header by Capasso, but Farmington is there. It's going to be a shot opportunity left foot. It's going to go over the goal as Chris Daly watches that one over the crossbar.
I don't know, man. I think that could be 3 right there for Farmington. The Eagles might be in some trouble. They split the uprights on that shot.
I wasn't sure from my vantage point, so I'll give that nice kick. Medovic, speaking of nice kicks, sends it all the way to the midline, but it's going to sail out of bounds over the sideline there as McCarter was in the area. Weathersfield with the turnover. Back to Farmington we go, and this is where you don't want to have the lull. You want to be able to keep that energy level up, the same energy that the Eagles ended the first half with. You've got to keep with here to try to put an insurance goal on the board. Into the box we go. Capasso with a nice step. Gets it out of there. There's a shot going to go at Daly. It's off the side. Off the outside of that post, and it rolls over the inline. No deflection, so we will get a goal kick coming for the Eagles here as they dodge a bullet with that one.
And second shot for Farmington tonight, and it's just off the woodwork.
And this is what we talked about. The back line has been stellar so far. Capasso, Amedovic, Swanson, Batoya, but they're going to need some help.
And here come the Eagles, moving along in deep defensive territory. Almost about 8 minutes in to this contest.
Good hustle from Sam Johnson down in that left corner. Ball goes over the inline before he can get to it. Farmington will play it in again. Keeper looking for a passing lane. Good pressure from Gastel. And here we go. High ball played toward the center circle. John Carlos de Jesus is there first. Off the chest of Joey Tata. Ball rolls through into the center circle again. Gustafson trying to get to it, but Farmington's going to come out as number 10 gets the ball. But there is a Medovic with a nice step. Batoya now plays it over to the near sideline. This is Gastel. One man to beat. Collision. Ball goes over the sideline, and we will see the throw coming for, well, which way are we going? We got 2 players waiting to throw the ball. Goes into Farmington. They're on the move now toward the goal. Nice pressure from Gastel. Capasso is behind. Medovic is there to cut off the pass.
Oh.
Good play. The ball deflects. Oh, they're going to rule that one a corner.
Ooh, that is going to be the 7th of the game for Farmington tonight.
So Medovic does a nice job coming over for the challenge. Got a foot on the ball. There was some questions. The ball comes in, short play off the corner kick. Back toward the kicker we go. Left foot across.
Oh, off the bar
post
again.
And that one is
Second
in the
time's
net.
charm. Second time is the charm there. We're going to get a look at the replay monitor.
you
It looks like
talked
it's
about it
number
this first.
7. Number 7 who gets the goal. Time of that goal coming at 30:57. We got a tie game. So 30:57. Number 7, Isaac Coelho gets the goal. Farmington goal scored by number 7, Isaac Coelho.
Alright, so now that gives Farmington new life. Back even in this one, and Weathersfield has to find the energy, has to find what they were able to generate in the second portion of that first half.
Definitely. And I mean, this is going to be a critical portion of this game.
Yeah, this is... Weathersfield's got to right the ship right now. They do not want to let another one get past.
They certainly don't want a third tie on the season. That would just be a heartbreaker for these kids.
Well, I don't think Farmington has any ideas of settling for a tie here. They've got momentum now, and they want to put another one in the back of the net. How can Weathersfield respond as we go under 30 minutes remaining in this one? 29:53 and ticking down in the second half. Weathersfield trying to find an answer. Nice chip from
Tata.
De Jesus. Tata trying to get to it, but over the end line we go.
Tata just was not there in time.
Again, good thought. The Eagles have to stay aggressive. Midfield needs to win the ball here. This is where the midfield has to step up. Good play from DeJesus. Johnson is there. And that is what Wethersfield has to do. Turn the attack back around. Force Farmington to play backward instead of unobstructed moving forward. Capasso going to play the throw now from the side. Finds Sam Johnson. He comes out of there. Still challenged. Back to Capasso. Ball played forward. Looking for Gastel, but Farmington is there and waiting.
And Farmington has been unrelenting in the second half. Did not look like it from the opening set.
Long ball going forward. 19 has a beat on it. Marco Capasso there, one-on-one. Here comes the challenge. He's into the box. Marco Capasso stands him up. Shot goes at Daly. Beautiful save, and Daly's going to pounce on that one and keep it out of the net. Good reaction from Chris Daly, taking over second half net-minding responsibilities. Good one-on-one defensive effort again from Capasso, playing that outside back position.
And that is off the 5th shot for Farmington, 2 of which bounding off the crossbar, 1 finding the back of the net, and the other 2 being saved. And those saves coming from the mix of Ricky Torres and Chris Daly.
Again.
Farmington now moving with it.
There's a nice through ball.
Up to the high sideline. Capasso misses on
Look at that play from a Maverick.
7
again with just a clean shot right in the upper right corner.
And Farmington off to a 2 set in this second half. And these guys are running away on the shot counter. And one has to wonder, what are the adjustments that head coach Nick Borman made at halftime to get his team into the lead for this one. Time of the goal coming at 27 minutes, 54 seconds. That's Isaac Coelho. Again, his second of the evening. Farmington goal scored by number 7, Isaac Coelho, his second of the evening. Time of the goal, 27 minutes and 54 seconds.
27:50 left for Wethersfield now, playing from behind after they went into the half with a 1-0 lead. Farmington responds well and responds quickly in the second half.
We're going to have to see Wethersfield strike just once in this half. Not the way the Eagles thought this game was going to go, not the way I thought this game was going to go coming out of halftime. Gustafson runs in there only to have the keeper bend down and pick it up. 27:20 to go in the second half of the game. Another long ball played by the netminder, sent back. Farmington trying to get back on the charge, and they're going to do exactly that.
There you go, into the box on the left side.
This is the same setup we saw last time. Here's number 10 who's got it. Another cross. Not going to happen, though. Number 10 being Matt Sensi.
So, good job from Farmington again, coming down the left side, getting into the box. Marco Capasso one-on-one, once again able to stand up the attacker. Cross was made, but went past the goal. Nobody home on the far post. Wethersfield's going to get a chance to take over. What can the Eagles do? Trailing for now the 3rd time in the last 4 games. They've managed to escape, pull the rabbit out of the hat. And the other one, Sam Gustafson makes a run at that ball, but it's a little too far ahead of him.
Well, if I know this Eagles team, Coach Yakum is certainly going to have something, some kind of ace up the sleeve that we don't know about, especially when we get back down towards those last 20 minutes, which we are approaching rapidly, as this one's on the far sideline out of bounds. Rodowitz is ready to come into the game.
Well, if we have an ace up the sleeve, maybe we could play that before we get to the final minute of the game.
Now would be a pretty good time to play.
Yeah, well, how about now? We'll take it now.
I'll see a goal now. How about that?
Farmington able to take that ball over as Wethersfield turns it over one more time.
Number 7.
Oh, nice ball.
Off the hand, though, in the box.
That was
19.
a beautiful service right to the top of the 18.
Caden Gallagher just could not hold off on that play there. Yeah. Just off the forearm, it appeared.
Gustafson with a long ball, looking for Gastel.
He might have found McCarter! Oh, coming up with it.
That's good action. Nice long ball played by Gustafson. He has tended to play more shorter passes so far this season. Good to see him open that one up and create an opportunity for Wethersfield there. Gastel first, and then McCarter flying through the middle of the field. Almost got to that one. Here's the midfield. This is where they've got to stand up. They've got to be aggressive, win the ball here. Nothing doing, though. That ball's going to get all the way to Daly. You saw Medovic waving Daly out to scoop that one up. Good aggressive play in net. Weathersfield now trying to come back the other way. DeJesus looks in the center circle. Gastel back to DeJesus.
Now
Joey
over to
Tata.
Tata's got it down by the 50. Upper sideline. Back towards Tata, taken away by Farmington. Weathersfield trying to get on top of it with McCarter. Number 25 is there. Tata, we're going to get back by it. And what a game it has been for Farmington thus far. Brodowitz will come in. Subbing in for Weathersfield, number 9, Thomas Brodowitz. So Brodowitz comes into the contest. Tata takes the throw in. He'll grab it, keeping it away from the sideline. Now moving forward. And that was Johnson who had a piece of it, taken away by Farmington. Up come the Riverhawks. And
Beautiful slide from Medovic, and there's another one from Capasso.
Jeez, these
And
guys
there's
are
DeJesus with a left foot.
And these guys are showing out on the defensive right here.
So the 2 goals on the board for Farmington, that is tied for most the Eagles have given up in a game this season. The other 2 goals against was against Newington. There's a ball played into the center circle. Into the center of the box, we should say. Weathersfield able to clear that out, but Toya sends it toward midfield where Brodowitz is there, able to take control, and here comes Josh Gastel. Plays it forward, looking for Sam Johnson. He's one-on-one.
Johnson's
Gets past
got
the
it.
first man, deflected though, and that's going to roll into the box where the keeper
Johnson
will pick it up.
Nearly had it there.
Good counterattack from Weathersfield there after just a fantastic defensive effort. Slides by Medovic and Capasso. Ball poked out of bounds and by DeJesus. But here comes Farmington again.
Yeah,
Weathersfield has to win this midfield battle. Too easy for Farmington, just moving it through the center circle and then getting into the offensive third.
And what you said earlier in this game with that controlling the midfield is ringing very much true here in this second half. As up comes Farmington into the box. Takes a swarm of pink shirts to wrestle the ball away.
Play from Tata there. Trying to come down the side. That's McCarter in his familiar spot on the left sideline. Still alive. Farmington player goes down. That's going to draw a whistle that'll go against McCarter, and ball will go back to Farmington. So in the Newington game we mentioned, that's the other game where the Eagles gave up 2 goals. They were also down 2-1 at about this point in the second half, and then in rapid succession able to play a ball into the box that led to a penalty kick for Josh Gastel, and then Sam Johnson able to finish off the scoring in that one to give the Eagles a 3-2 win. We'll see what kind of, as you said, ace up the sleeve Weathersfield has. Here's McCarter now.
McCarter bringing it up the sideline. Oh, he's pressured. Down he goes. Who's the whistle against?
Yeah, that is going to be interesting. Both officials come in. Who's going to make the call?
It looked like that one might have been in the box. Weathersfield ball.
Just outside as we sit right on...
Right around that 10-yard line.
Yeah, so it's just about 2 yards outside the box. The call comes. Beautiful hustle from McCarter.
So this is going to set up to be around a 20-yard kick. Actually, this is right on the cusp of the box. I'd have to say this is the 8-yard line, so this would have to be about an 18-yard kick from the goal.
Yeah, they're going to move it back a little bit. If it was in the box, that would have to be a PK, so it's got to be outside of that 18-yard mark.
So now it'll be a 20-yard distance between the ball and the goal. 20 yards. We've seen some strikes in the past. We'll see if they can strike again with 20 minutes to go. Down by 1. Whistle blows. Looks like that's a Medovic who's there.
Carter steps over. A Medovic low line drive. Off the wall it goes to Jesus controls.
Back over towards, I believe that was Batoya. And trying to get there now.
Swanson is all alone on an island back there, able to head it backwards, get some help now from a Medovic.
Oh, this could be a turnover. They gotta be careful here. Here comes Farmington on the assault, trying to through ball. Beautiful slide is made there.
Yeah, nicely done by Medovic to keep that ball in play and in possession for the Eagles as they try to mount the counter now. Here's Gastel to Tata.
Tata trying to work this one through. He's trying to get away from him, but he just does not have the speed to outrun these guys. Ball goes out of bounds. We should be seeing subs come in right about now. 20 minutes officially now on the board.
Subbing in for Farmington, number 14, Oscar Pickett. Subbing in for Weathersfield, number 6, Sam Gustafson. And number 21, Tomas Santos.
See a throw-in coming here.
All right, and this is an interesting substitution coming up, or coming in now as we
Toya has come out.
switch the formation a bit.
And is this the ace up the sleeve? Is that one's going to go wide? Not a shot on goal. Is this the ace up the sleeve that I had prior mentioned?
Yeah, we'll try to get a read on it. There have been times when Weathersfield has gone with a 3-man back line as opposed to the typical 4-man formation back there. We'll see if this is one of those times. It looks like it may be, as we've got Swanson, Amedovic, Capasso along the back. Hard to tell if McCarter is the 4th defender or if he's going to be pushing up more as a midfielder at this point.
We're just going to have to wait and see as number 10's got it. Working back a little bit.
Have to let it all unfold. But here we go again. That's the spot, right as we get near that midline, where Weathersfield really has to challenge and win some tackles there. It's just been too easy so far for Farmington to move the ball from the midline into the attacking third.
And what a ball played in by Chris Daly down by the 50. As we get to see Santos turnover there. Farmington trying to strike the dagger maybe.
Good step from Connor Swanson. He's going to play it over Gustafson. What's he going to do with it? Challenge from behind. He'll pull it back.
And he'll send it back towards McCarter. McCarter now.
Pushed over the sideline. That's going to draw a whistle. I'm not sure if that was just the out-of-bounds call or if that was a foul.
I'd have to assume it was out of bounds. It looked like the last touch belonged to the Riverhawks here.
The ball and McCarter both went flying over the sideline. Looks like they did play it in off a kick, so that foul was called. There's a long ball from De Jesus to Gastel.
Can Gastel find the net a 6th time on the year? Got it low sideline. Back towards Santos.
Oh,
Nice
ball toward the goal.
Oh!
Gustafson is there.
Loose!
Oh, what an
save.
opportunity. Beautiful ball from Tomas Santos.
Not out of the woods yet, because here come the Eagles once more. Oh, that's going to clear. They're ruling for a deflection. Not going to get it. Farmington ball. What an opportunity that was. Out in front. Ball was still loose, but the defender's able to knock it away. And that was...
Bending line drive from Tomas Santos went toward that far post. Gustafson looked like he may have been able to get his head on it, but not able to sneak it past the keeper.
That one is cleared out. Thrown in.
Weathersfield, it's time to believe here. Here's De Jesus.
Oh, De Jesus has got it! Oh, not going to find its way.
Almost an opportunity off the deflection. That's the kind of pressure Weathersfield has to keep now for the final 17 minutes of this second half.
And coming back. Tomas Santos has got it. Santos works it forward a little bit.
Goes over the head of Brodowitz. Into the center circle we go. Farmington lays it down. They've got control coming through the circle, but here's Gustafson going to get to it first.
Gustafson sets it up to Brodowitz. Back over to Gustafson. Now working high side.
There we go. McCarter down the left side.
Off to the races is McCarter. He gets shielded there by a defensive player looking for a whistle. Ball kicked out of bounds. Ball goes Farmington's way as it bounces off of McCarter, and that is deflating right there. And 21 set to come in. That'll be Michael Gudowitz. One of the starters of this Farmington roster, 16-10 left in the second.
We actually, a lot of contact on that play as McCarter tried to get around that last defender on the left side. They actually whistle McCarter for the foul as we play in a kick here to start the action.
And so in comes Farmington, looking for a chance. A little slide there, and they'll shield the ball out of play.
Good defensive effort from Swanson over there. Nice. No call.
Subbing in for Farmington, number 21, Michael Gudowitz.
All right, so we are at the 15:36 mark now, remaining in the second half. Weathersfield trying to find that extra gear to make a charge and tie this one up. They held the 1-0 advantage at halftime, but Farmington has come out strong here in the second half. They found the back of the net twice to take the lead.
Back over is number 3. That's
good
Capasso. Good ball.
Capasso, the
Laid
long
out.
ball. He's got Brodowitz and Gustafson.
Brodowitz working his way up the field. He's got some trouble, though. A little company and a little slide. And that'll work the ball away. Shield it out. And we'll see a throw in. 15 minutes to go here in the second. Time is dwindling from us, and we are getting oh so close to the home stretch. Farmington trying to work the ball back up the field. Not quite going to get their high sideline. This one rolls out of bounds. Weathersfield ball.
Well, we've seen with this Eagles team, the old adage has played out that it ain't over till it's over, but the sooner they could pull that ace out of the sleeve, the better it would be for the fans here in attendance.
So 14 and a half to go in regulation, and I think maybe the Eagles just trying to see if they can knot the game up tonight.
Well, that's the first
throw
step.
in.
Got to get back, got to draw even.
There's the header, clearing it out. Up comes Farmington.
Oh, that's going to be a
Nice
hand.
through
That's
ball.
going to be a hand going up. That offensive player, a couple of yards ahead of the defensive back line. Good play from, I believe, Medovic and Capasso were lined up there.
Down by one here with 14 minutes to go. The back line's got it. Working forward.
He's looking for Gustafson going down the left side. It will go over the inline before he can get to it. Nice long ball from Medovic, though.
Not what they were looking for on that last play. We'll see a goal kick coming here. Farmington with an advantage 6-5 in the shot on goal department. And we also get a look at a 2-1 lead for the Riverhawks. Goal kick coming out to the low side of the field. No coverage there. And that one will roll right out of bounds. Sam Johnson to sub it.
Subbing in for Weathersfield, number 15, Sam Johnson.
So Johnson coming in.
We talked about the tail of the tape between these two teams. With the score as it stands right now, each of these teams has scored 26 goals on the season.
Weathersfield's going to need to make it 27 tonight. This game cannot end here. As here comes Johnson up the field, working towards the end line. Little deflection. Cleared away. Should be a corner.
Yeah, I think that was over the sideline finally for a throw. That was good effort from
Will
the
be a
back
throw.
line.
Capasso to Tata. Tata works it forward now. He's got some trouble. To Santos.
He's going to unload that one in. That's
Oh.
over the goal.
Just a bit high. The Eagles just cannot seem to get a shot on goal here in this second half. What do you have to do if you're Coach Yakum to try and settle these guys down?
Well, I think you just got to keep generating opportunities. That's the only thing that's going to do it. That was really a nice play as Tata sent the ball back. Santos had plenty of space. You could see him loading up for that shot. Just got to bring it down a little bit.
And Farmington
Good
on a
shield
charge.
by Capasso. Oh, that's a beautiful
Oh,
through ball.
no.
They've got a beat on it down the left side.
Here
Can
comes the
Medovic
shot.
get there?
Oh, just
wow.
in the net once again. And that is the third of the evening. We're going to have to find out who got that one.
I believe we had 19 going
19.
down. That's what I'm going with.
It'll be 19 at 11:59.
Let me make sure he's actually in the mix.
Well, I believe he is. I wouldn't have reason to believe that he isn't. Looks like it. I see an 18. I see a 9. I see a 14. Do not. Yep, there is a 19.
Farmington goal scored by number 19, Caden Gallagher. Time of the goal, 11 minutes and 59 seconds.
Here he's looking for more now.
Gallagher just trying to.
One-on-one with a Medovic. Medovic able to stand him up.
And here come the Riverhawks again. Number 7, a little through ball. Number 19, Gallagher tried to get it from, that was Coelho.
He's had a good game. He had the first 2 goals, if I'm not mistaken.
He did. You would be correct in that assumption.
So for the first time all year, Weathersfield gives up 3 in a game, trailing this one now 3-1.
And this is really going to come out to see what happens for the rest of the game and what does this mean for the remainder of the season. And now the seal has been broken. You know, for the longest time it was they couldn't score more than 3, and then for the longest time it was they wouldn't allow more than 2, and now that both of those seals have been broken, And I would like to point out, some of the better teams that we've seen in sporting history, it takes a loss to kind of wake them up and say, hey, this could happen any given night with playoffs coming up. You don't want
Good
this
battle
to be
over
us.
there. Ball played back to Coelho. Good step there.
No whistle.
Josh Castell with the challenge. Gustafson plays it up to Johnson. Can this lead to something for Weathersfield?
Johnson is taking it here. Up to Tata, trying to ward off the possible end of an undefeated streak. They might be getting closer than you think to warding it off.
Oh, nice ball!
Oh, Tata, it's kicked away from him.
Gustafson with the volley out of the air found Tata right in the middle of the box, chest level, but not able to get it toward the net.
And that'll be a whistle there, down by the 49. Number 11 patiently waiting to get into this game. 9:40 to go in the second half tonight. 3-1, Farmington leads. Farmington, of course, having that tough schedule. I believe their losses coming twice to Hall, once to Glastonbury.
Once to Newington was
Or
the
was
other one.
Newington. Oh, my
Yeah,
bad.
and then when you think about that in terms of record not telling the whole story, common opponent wise, they played Glastonbury twice, won the games by a combined count of 6-1, compared to
Jeez.
Weathersfield's 1-1 tie at Glastonbury on Friday. So we knew this would be a tough one. It has proven to be so.
Still not over yet. Looks like Tana will get a whistle there. 9 minutes to go.
Eagles
Still some time on the board.
Eagles won the first 40 minutes, took a 1-0 lead into the half off the foot of Josh Castell, but all Farmington so far in the second. They've put up 3 here. There's a ball into the box.
And a shot. It's wide. Number 11 will sub in. Subbing in for Farmington, number 11, Daniel Ja. So that one goes wide of the net. 8.5 to go in the second half.
Some frustration showing for the Eagles up front. Looks like maybe a bit of miscommunication on that offensive set.
A wise man once said, actually, I forgot where I was going with that one, so clearly I wasn't that wise man who said whatever I was going for on that play. Anyways, Weathersfield up the high sideline.
We can interject perhaps 90% of the game is half mental. How about we go with that?
We could go with that one, sure.
All right.
Another wise man said it's not over till it's over.
Same
So-
wise man, I believe, actually, with both of those.
Yeah, Yogi Berra, was it not?
Yeah, I believe so. Different from Yogi the Bear.
Yes, very different from Yogi Berra. Yogi Berra, notably not of the New York Yankees baseball playing fame. Notably, he is of the picnic basket stealing fame.
That's
With
correct.
Hanna-Barbera.
All right, so ball played back to Daly. On his foot, he's going to send a long ball over the midline. Can the Eagles get there? Headed first, and again by Farmington, but Joey Tata with a chance. Ball is kept in bounds.
play.
Nicely done.
Farmington really not giving
Oh,
too
and
much.
Capasso
room to
goes
breathe.
down. He's going to be behind the play. Good
Here
run
we
from
go.
Connor Swanson to get the ball first in the box.
Oh,
Whoa!
what a save! A kick save!
And a beauty. Kick save and a beauty from Chris Daly there to keep Farmington off the board one more time.
That totals 8 shots tonight. 3 of them going in the net, 2 of them off the posts, and 3 of them being saves. Tallying all the shots on goal as we look for the 8th corner of the night. Farmington, these guys have truly had a lot of opportunities on these set pieces, but none of these set pieces coming to fruition. Eagles defensively have stacked up pretty well on these corners.
Ooh, into the box we go. Bounces through. Far side now.
Back out of
Good
the
pressure.
box. Some pressure. And a clear.
Here comes Sam Johnson, one man on his back. A lot of contact as they go through the center circle.
Johnson trying to work that center lane, but it is quickly being shut down by Farmington. Giancarlo De Jesus patiently awaiting his time to come into this game. This one goes back out towards Santos. Tomas Santos. To Connor Swanson. Swanson sets it up.
Ooh, nice header from Farmington there. Good step from Johnson. Can he play it?
Oh,
Spins out
Johnson
of
with some spins. Back to Tata. Tata trying to do some footwork there. Nearly taken away. Weathersfield at the end line.
Ball still alive as Brodowitz got it out of the corner there.
5:50 to go.
right, is that going to stay in bounds for Swanson? It looks like it will. He'll settle it on his feet. Here comes Weathersfield again, trying to get on the board for a second time, cut into this 3-1 lead.
That one out of bounds and off a Weathersfield deflection. It's certainly in the final 5.5. This really is the home stretch of tonight's game, and this is really when you want to cut in to any lead. Of course, I don't think there's any shame in this kind of game here. Jumping out to a 1-0 lead, still fairly impressive, especially late in that first half, but the momentum just could not carry over tonight. Still 5 minutes left to go. That one runs out of bounds. DeJesus comes in.
Subbing in for Weathersfield, number 18, Giancarlos DeJesus.
There's the throw-in. As we now approach the final 5 minutes, if Farmington is going to make any substitutions, it will stop the clock.
Brodowitz almost able to get there. That's going to be a corner kick for the Eagles.
This will be their second of the night and second only.
All right.
4:45 to go in the second. A quick goal here puts him within striking distance.
It's going to come off the foot of Will McCarter, who has had at least
5 assists.
5 assists, and one of those against Glastonbury off a corner. It's far through the box the other side. DeJesus is going to give chase all the way on that sideline.
That was a lot of power put on that corner kick. Just a little too much on it.
DeJesus whirling dervish. He's still got the ball in his foot. Left foots it. It's going to go over the inline. They're going to call that a goal kick.
8-5 on the shot counter tonight. 4:10 to go in the second. Back to the box from the goal line to the 10.
Yeah, you have to credit Farmington with how they responded, how they came out of the halftime huddle.
Here's Sam Johnson with a nice cross.
Oh, McCarter was there.
Opportunity for McCarter as that one rolls out of bounds. I do have to agree with you wholeheartedly. As
now subbing in for Weathersfield, number 16, Anthony Zavarella.
And I do have to agree with you wholeheartedly there. This was a great response from Farmington to being down 1-0 end of the half. You know, a lot of teams would think that's kind of a backbreaker to a team that's undefeated with 3.5 to go now in the second. A lot of teams would think of that as, oh, that might be the game. Farmington just put their heads down and got back to work and found 3 quick ones in almost succession on some big opportunities. And, of course, Daly was probably a little nervous after a few of them went off the posts there, and they were able to move the ball around in the goal and force the goalie to move around.
Nice play from Gustafson to win that ball in the center circle. Comes back to Medovic. Weathersfield still with time if they can get one on the board quickly.
Yeah, it could be a totally different ball game by the time this happens. Now sitting back.
Nice play from McCarter. Long ball cleared out of there by Farmington, and that you have to think will be part of their strategy for the remaining 2:40 that sits on the clock here and counts down.
Well, due to the rule changes a number of years ago, you can no longer use substitutions to run out the clock.
Oh, and a Medovic with a nice takeover. Yes, sir.
Sam Johnson brings it up to 50. Pass to Jesus. Medovic tries to get on it. Another clear, and that should be the way of chewing up this game clock here tonight for the Farmington Riverhawks on a beautiful performance that they had tonight. We're going to look at the upcoming schedule for you for the athletic department in the coming week.
Well, we'll start with varsity boys soccer. The Eagles will next take the field on Tuesday of next week as they head to New Britain for a 3:45 kickoff.
And I believe that would be played at Willowbrook, would it not?
That's a good question. I'll have to validate that for you. But
I believe it would be played at Willowbrook. That is a massive stadium. Actually, I learned this a number of years ago, but used to be home to the New England Revolution back when they played in Connecticut as opposed to Foxborough. And yes, that is a real statistic. Kids, you can look it up.
Use the Google machine to check that one?
I'm not that old, but my dad was, so... My dad remembered that, and my mom remembered the Hartford Hallions that used to play.
Oh, wow. All right, Weathersfield had an opportunity in the center circle, but Farmington's going to come out of there. Swanson with a step, Medovic with a header, but Farmington with a foot on it. They're going the wrong way for the Eagles right now.
About a minute left in this one.
1 minute remaining in regulation.
There's the final minute here.
So
coming up tomorrow, 3:45, or actually now 5:15, field hockey takes on Summers. Will happen again Tuesday Actually, here at 6 p.m., girls soccer versus New Britain. 2 days off from the home contests. Yes, that will be played at Veterans Stadium, Willowbrook Park.
Yeah, very nice. So the Eagles will see some streaks come to an end tonight. The one that will continue is the one on the wrong side of the ledger for Wethersfield. This will be the 6th consecutive regular season loss to Farmington. The Eagles' 22-game unbeaten streak will come to an end.
Just not what you wanted to see here tonight. We will remind you, Friday the 22nd, girls soccer senior night. They take on Bloomfield, 6 p.m. start for game time here from Wethersfield. That is the finale. That should be all she wrote as this kick flies inward. And that's the game. Your final score here from Wethersfield, Farmington 3, Wethersfield 1. We thank you so much for tuning in with us. For myself, Jimmy Clark, for Dave Gustafson, Olivia Dezus, and Angelica on the camera, we bid you adieu. Farewell until the next time. Your final score, 3-1 Farmington. Good night, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, your final score, Farmington 3 and Wethersfield 1. We thank you for attending this evening's contest, and please drive home safely.